Why 99% of New Year's resolutions fail? Mine did too. By February 15, we will all have quit. I know because I have done it at least 9 times or 9 years since 2013, but not in the last 3 years. And I'm sharing my New Year's resolution template and strategy for you for free. Every single January, same story, new goals, new motivation, new journal. And by Valentine's Day in February, back to the old pattern, old system. In the last 3 years, I completed almost all my goals, and here is what nobody tells you about New Year's resolutions. They are designed to fail, and I'm going to show you exactly why mine failed until 2022. And the new system I used in 2025 and I'm using now in 2026 that actually works perfectly. Stick around because in a couple of minutes I'm sharing the one change that made everything click for me and how to use the template. Why we all fail. So until 2022 I made this beautiful long list of goals. Learn German to C1 level, get AWS and CCNA certified, get Google certified, go to the gym 5 times a week, get cybersecurity certifications, wake up early, build a side hustle or a side project, read 100 books, and so on. I know that sounds familiar to you too. By March, I would have been to the gym only twice. My German textbook was collecting dust and that side project is still on my someday list. So I kept failing and failing to achieve my goals. And I felt terrible about it, like I was lazy or I didn't have what it takes. But then I realized something. The problem wasn't me, or the problem isn't others who don't achieve it. It is the system, or it was the system. And this isn't just me saying this. I reread this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he has this quote that hit me like a truck. He says, you don't raise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Read that again. You fall to the level of your systems. See, when we set New Year's resolutions, we are basically saying, I want to read 2 books per month and 24 books in a year. Later, I will show you how I build a system to read 24 books in a year even without noticing it. I want to become a completely different person by February. That's not a plan, that's a fantasy. And here is the science behind why it doesn't work that way. There's another book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, and he explains that our brains hate sudden change. It literally triggers the same stress response as actual danger. So when we go from 0 workouts to 5 times a week, your brain fights you like you are being attacked. So the fact is, it's not willpower you need. What you need is a different approach. You need to make the change so small that your brain doesn't even notice it's happening. What actually works? So after failing for the 9th time, I got obsessed with this question. What do people who actually change their lives do differently? I read many books and I found 3 things that every successful person does. Number 1, they don't set goals, they build systems. And instead of, I want to get AWS certified, which is just a destination with no map, I now say every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. I study for 45 minutes. That is it. The certification happens as a side effect of the system that I have built. Number 2, by the way, if anything so far was interesting to you, please hit the like and the subscribe button. It helps me with the algorithms. Now, number 2, they stack habits together. This has changed everything for me. Real example 1, I wanted to improve my German language, but practicing German was too vague, so I stacked it with something I already do. Every morning I make coffee and I brew tea, right? Most of us do. So now, while my coffee or tea brews, those 4 to 5 to 10 minutes, I do Duolingo, I do exercises, I speak with myself in German. I have done it every single day for 631 days now, because it's attached to coffee or my tea, not to my motivation. Real example 2, I'm taking the train to work and to commute back home. I spend 2 hours on the train every working day. I use this time to read the 24 list of books that I have planned for each year, 2 books per month. Since we talk about books, write me in the descriptions below which books do you recommend me to read this year. So I changed the wording in my goal list too, from I want to read 2 books a month to I will read 2 books a month during my commute to work and back home. This way, without even noticing, I completed reading 72 books in the last 3 years. And number 3, this is the one nobody talks about. They design for their lowest days. So when you design your systems, don't think of the days that you have the same motivation like you do today or the day that you designed them. So everyone plans for their best day, the day they are motivated, energized, ready to conquer the world. But what about the day you are exhausted? When your project at work exploded, when you just want to collapse and you are too tired to do anything? That's the day that defines whether your system works or not. So I have 2 versions of everything. My ideal day, 45 minutes AWS studying. My disaster day, 5 minutes. Just opening the course, just doing one 5-minute Duolingo lesson or AWS lesson, that is it. Because showing up for 5 minutes keeps the system alive. The first week plan. The first 7 days or the first week is the most important one. Try to manage your system and reduce the friction to make the next weeks smoother. Create a plan for the next 30 days. Block your time and pay attention to the days that you might fail. So change it. Create a to-do list. Place reminders on your calendar or sticky notes. Create a rule to not skip any goal for more than 2 days and do it at least 2 times a week. If you miss something for 1 complete week, then your system will definitely collapse. Find slots that you can do other actions like reading books or listening to podcasts while commuting or walking or waiting for your tea. Doing Duolingo exercises while waiting for your coffee, tea to brew. You have to know that your surroundings matter too. I put the important apps on the main page of my phone. I put the week's book on the table and in my bag and turn off as much notifications as you can and subscribe from unnecessary subscriptions and remove those unnecessary apps from your smartphone. So, weekly plan is important because if you fail to accomplish something, mark them and change the schedule for next week and reduce the number of to-dos by starting smaller. Because if something didn't work in the first week, you don't have to forget everything. Just take the load out of it and modify your plan for the coming weeks. Was anything interesting so far? If so, please hit the like and the subscribe button. It helps me a lot. My actual 2026 plan. Okay, so here is what I'm actually doing this year, and you can steal this entire framework. Free template is available for download. I call it the 3-layer system. Layer 1, the foundation. These are daily non-negotiables that take less than 20 minutes. Use my commuting time to read books instead of scrolling. 10 minutes reading before bed. That's it. Sounds almost too easy, right? And that is actually the point. Layer 2, the growth zone. These happen 3 times a week, maximum. For me, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 1 hour technical skill building. Right now, it's for example SAP. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, gym or stretching. Notice I didn't say gym 5 times a week. 3 times is sustainable for me. 5 times is a fantasy, at least for me, as I do not want to be a bodybuilder. Layer 3. Layer 3, the moonshot. 1 big quarterly project. Not 12 projects for the whole year. Every month. 1 per quarter. For example, quarter 1 for me is to finish my data camp Python project that I have learning. Quarter 2 is to ship my Android application. Quarter 3 is to get my CCNA certification, retake it. And quarter 4 is to set up my podcast studio. That's it. Not build 6 applications, 1 done properly. And I have enough time for 3 months to work on it. And here's the key. If I only do layer 1, I still win by learning, improving in my German language and getting my certifications because I am moving forward. The foundation is what builds the life you want. The other layers, they are accelerations, not the core. So you have to think more of the first layer to put the foundation, what's your priority. So now let me be honest with you. I'm sharing my system with you. This worked for me for the last 3 years, and I'm achieving more goals every year. But I do not and I cannot achieve 100% of what I plan. Actually, nobody can and nobody ever will. The goal is not to be the best version of you based on the plan, but the goal is to be a better person compared to the last year. And here is what's different. I'm not relying on motivation. I am not waiting to feel like it. I have pre-decided when things happen. For example, Tuesday, 7 p.m. AWS study. Not if I feel motivated. It just happens and I have to do it. And I have told people, I told my coworkers I'm learning AWS. I told my friends about the side project. I know you have probably heard from many other people to not share your goals with others. I don't say that is wrong. I say to share those that you want to, because now there is a social pressure, but a very good social pressure, the good kind, the kind that keeps you accountable when your brain tries to sabotage you for the days that you forget them and don't want to do them. The thing I'm most worried about, it's not the big failures, it's the slow drift. The week where I skip Tuesday because of a deadline, then Thursday because I'm tired, then suddenly it's March and I haven't studied in 6 weeks. What you should do. All right, here's my challenge to you. And yes, this is the part where I ask you to do something, but I promise it's worth it. Forget your giant list of goals. Instead, answer these 3 questions. Question 1. What's one skill that would transform your career or life this year? Not 5 skills, just 1. Question 2. What's the smallest daily action I could take toward that skill? Not an hour, think 5 to 15 minutes per day. Question 3. What habit I already do every day can I stack this new action onto? Morning or tea or coffee brew, lunch break, commute. So write those answers down right now. Seriously, pause the video, I will wait. Comment below with your one skill. I'm going to reply to your comment with a goal template bonus that will help you with goal setting. It is not included above, so this is only for those who are sharing the one goal that they have for next year. To achieve your goals, it's not talent, it's not luck, it's tiny actions repeated boringly often. So build your system, start stupidly small, and let's make 2026 the year we actually follow through. By the way, if this resonated with you, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this. And subscribe if you want to follow my journey in tech and life here in Germany. I post every week. If you're watching until now here, I thank you very much staying until the end of the video. And to go on and see my plans and actions, you can watch this video on the screen. I will see you in the next one. Let's make 2026 count.